Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
Welcome back to Quarter Wikipedia with Bang and Dang. Coming off a dead week last week as Dang's audio screwed up the whole Revolutionary War episode that we had going on.
it wasn't my audio because I made sure everything I had was working.
Well, Dang's studio nothing ever work over there. So whole 3 hours of Revolutionary War reading gone that we were supposed to do last week.
That's gonna be a good show too.
So we spun the wheel again and landed on old Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, jeez.
It's a smaller episode. It's not going to be, it might be an hour, but, yeah, Revolutionary War was going to be a two-parter. That was going to be about an hour and 40 minutes each.
Yeah.
And the first part got wiped out. So here we are, scrambling to get one together. Grand Theft Auto. Everybody knows about Grand Theft Auto 5. Go check out our YouTube at Bang Dang Network. Subscribe. See some shorts, some clips, some full podcast episodes, and our exclusive Dart League that we got going on exclusive to YouTube. And if you're listening on the old podcast apps, give us a review. With that, Grand Theft Auto 5. Dude, 10 years old. Can't believe it.
I think the last Grand Theft Auto I played was San Andreas, maybe?
The best one, besides this one. Grand Theft Auto 5, 2013 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the seventh main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, following 2008's Grand Theft Auto 4, which is also good, and the 15th installment overall.
Grand Theft Auto 4 2 is what it is. Because there already is a Grand Theft Auto 4. This would be Vice City.
No.
Yeah.
That's a spin-off. Clearly.
It's called Grand Theft Auto 4 Vice City.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, obviously, it's not. I have every one of the games.
Yeah, because the one before that is Grand Theft Auto 3.
Right, and then there's Vice City, which is a spin-off, but this is the linear series. That's why it's the seventh main entry, and the 15th installment overall is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Stupid.
Happens all the time with movies and everything. It's set within the fictional state of San Andreas, based on Southern California. Single player follows three protagonists: retired bank robber Michael DeSanta, street gangster Franklin Clinton, and drug dealer and gun runner Trevor Phillips, and their attempts to commit heists while under pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. The open world design lets players freely roam San Andreas' open countryside and the fictional city of Los Santos, based on Los Angeles.
Be honest, who really plays the missions? Nobody.
Everybody.
Nobody. They rather run around and stand on a rooftop and kill people.
That's why everybody's pissed, because they keep bringing out shit for online mode, but they have not added a new story player mode. And it's been out for 10 years. People want a fucking story. It's the best part of the game. I don't know why they haven't made a movie on any Grand Theft Auto.
They will.
They should.
They should have made a movie on Driver. That would have been badass.
They did.
Well,
Pretty much. It's called Baby Driver. You ever seen it?
no. It's supposed to be good.
Decent.
Okay, GTA 5 is an action-adventure game played from either a third-person or first-person perspective. Players complete missions, linear scenarios with set objectives. They also get to progress through a story. Outside of the missions, players may freely roam the open world, composed of the San Andreas open countryside area, including the fictional Blaine County and the fictional city of Los Santos. The world is much larger in area than entire entries in the series. The world is much larger in area than earlier entries in the series, and they're freaking huge. It may be fully explored after the game's beginning without restriction, although story progress unlocks more gameplay content.
Sure does. Players use melee attacks, firearms, and explosives to fight enemies, and may run, jump, swim, or use vehicles to navigate the world. To accommodate the map size, the game introduces vehicle types absent in its predecessor, Grand Theft Auto 4, such as fixed-wing aircraft. Even though that's funny, because you could fly big-ass 747s in San Andreas, which was 5 years before Grand Theft Auto 4.
Right.
In combat, auto-aim and cover system may be used as assistance against enemies. So it's a game.
Right.
Should players take damage, their health meter will gradually regenerate to its halfway point. Players respawn at hospitals when their health depletes. If players commit crimes, law enforcement agencies may respond as indicated by a wanted meter in the head-up display, which is the HUD.
What they should do, if you die, then you're done. It's like real life, baby.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't. They have actually, people have made a shit ton of mods, and there's this server where you can. It's a role playing server. You like make up a character, and you can either choose to get revived, or once you're dead, you're done.
Get revived and you lose everything?
No, it's just like regular. You can choose that, but some have rooms where you go in and it's like you're just role playing, and if you get into a fucking altercation, you get shot and die, then you're done. Your character is eliminated. You got to create a new one.
All right, perfect. I like it. Stars displayed on the meter indicate the current wanted level. For example, maximum 5-star means the police and helicopter SWAT teams everywhere. You cannot get away from the cocksuckers.
Well, let's get a tank.
Right.
But then that'll blow up eventually.
Law enforcement officers will search for players who leave the wanted vicinity.
They will.
Wow. I never used to do that before.
They will.
The meter enters a cooldown mode and eventually recedes when players are hidden from the officer's line of sight that displays on the minimap for a period of time. Everybody knows that. Driver days, you go hide in the corner until the lights go off on the screen. Fantastic. The single-player mode lets players control 3 characters. You can either be Michael DeSanta, Trevor Phillips, or Franklin Clinton.
Well, you can be all 3 of them.
Right. Yeah.
In the game. Same game.
Oh, you just switch back and forth?
Yeah.
Sweet. Criminals whose stories interconnect as they complete missions, these 3 criminals are. Some missions are completed with only 1 character, and others feature 2 or 3. Fantastic. That's cool.
Outside the missions, players may switch between characters at will by a directional compass on the HUD, although this feature becomes restricted at various points throughout the story. The game may switch characters automatically during missions to complete specific objectives.
That's fine, I guess.
A character's compass avatar will flash red if he is in danger and needs help, and flash white if he has strategic advantage.
Oh.
Though players complete missions as any one of the 3 protagonists, the more difficult heist missions require aid from AI-controlled accomplices with unique skill sets, like computer hacking and driving. If an accomplice survives a successful heist, they take a cut of the cash, obviously, and may be available for later missions with improvements to their unique skills.
Oh, look at that shit.
It's true.
Some heists, they afford multiple strategies. In a hold-up mission, players may either stealthily subdue civilians with the incapacitating agent or conspicuously storm the venue with guns drawn.
You want to go in loud or you want to go in quiet?
Kind of like going in quiet, you know?
Sometimes.
Slitting their throats and shit, hiding their bodies.
Right.
Each character has a set of 8 skills that represent their ability in specific areas, such as shooting and driving. Those skills improve through the day. Each character...
or play.
Oh.
That would be today, right?
Those skills improve through gameplay. Each character has a skill with expertise by default. Example, Trevor's flying skill. Didn't know he could fly.
He's a good flyer. Yeah.
The 8th special skill determines the effectiveness in performing an ability that is unique to each respective character. Michael, he enters bullet time in combat. Franklin, he slows down time while driving. And Trevor, he deals twice as much damage to enemies while taking half as much in combat.
Trevor's a psycho.
Cool.
A meter on each character's HUD depletes when an ability is being used and regenerates when players perform skillful actions. For example, drifting in vehicles as Franklin or performing headshots as Michael. Oh, nice. While free roam in the game world, players may engage in context-specific activities such as scuba diving.
Wait, when you're free roaming, can you switch to each character anytime?
You can go scuba diving, base jumping, and visit businesses such as cinemas and strip clubs. That's been in like every game.
Really?
Each character has a smartphone for contacting friends, starting activities, and accessing an in-game internet. Oh. The internet lets players trade in stocks via stock market.
Oh, fantastic.
You get some buku money. Players may purchase properties such as garages and businesses, upgrade the weapons and vehicles in each character's arsenal, and customize their appearance by purchasing outfits, haircuts, and tattoos.
Cool.
Tattoos.
Cool. Let's take a look at the plot of this shitty game. 2004, Michael Townley, Trevor Phillips, and Brad Snyder partake in a failed robbery in Ludendorff, North Yankton, resulting in Michael being presumed dead. 9 years later, Michael lives with his family in the city of Los Santos under the alias Michael DeSanta. Having made a secret agreement with the FBI.
FIB.
Oh, the Federal Investigation Bureau, the agent Dave Norton to stay hidden. Across town, gangster Franklin Clinton works for a corrupt car salesman and meets Michael while attempting to fraudulently repossess his son's car. The two later would become best of friends.
When Michael finds his wife sleeping with her tennis coach, he and Franklin chase the coach to a mansion, which Michael destroys in anger. The owner of the mansion, drug lord Martin Madrazo, demands compensation. Michael returns to a life of crime to obtain the money and enlist Franklin as an accomplice.
Wow.
With the help of Michael's old friend Lester Crest, a disabled hacker, they rob a jewelry store to pay off the debt.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Trevor, who lives in a squalor on the outskirts of Los Santos, hears of the heist and realizes it was Michael's work. Trevor had believed the FIB killed Michael in the Ludendorff heist.
Uh-oh.
Trevor finds Michael and reunites with him, forcing Michael to reluctantly accept him back into his life.
Reluctantly? Why didn't He's not my life anymore.
Trevor's a crazy bastard, man.
Right. As time goes on, the protagonist's lives spiral out of control. Michael's criminal behavior prompts his family to leave him. When he later becomes a movie producer, he comes in conflict with Devin Weston, a billionaire venture capitalist and a corporate raider, who attempts to shut down Michael's studio. He's one of those villains coming down and shut this place down. Michael's like, no, I like it here. Michael thwarts his efforts and inadvertently kills his assistant, causing Devin to vow revenge. Meanwhile, Franklin must rescue his friend Lamar Davis from their former friend and rival gangster, Harold Joseph. They called him Stretch. He attempted to kill them to prove himself to his new gang. He's like, I'll kill these motherfuckers. These are my bros.
All right. Well, at the same time, Trevor tries to consolidate his control over various black markets in Blaine County, waging war against the Lost Outlaw Motorcycle Club.
Ooh, you don't want to mess with those.
Latin American street gangs.
Oh, no.
Rival meth dealers.
Oh, definitely.
Private military company Merriweather.
Ooh, that's
and
the worst.
Triad Kingpin Wei Ching.
Oh, wow.
Having broken his agreement with Dave by committing heists again, Michael was coerced by Dave and his superior, Steve Haynes, to perform a series of operations alongside Franklin and Trevor to undermine the International Affairs Agency.
Oh, look at that shit.
Under Steve's direction and with Lester's help, they attack a convoy carrying funds for the IAA and steal an experimental chemical weapon from the IAA lab.
Oh, shit. These dudes about to be hunted down by some people.
Mm-hmm.
Man. As Steve comes under increasing scrutiny, he forces Michael and Franklin to erase evidence against him from the FIB servers. Michael takes the opportunity to wipe the data on his activities, destroying Steve's leverage over him. Good for you, Michael. Shit in your own hands.
Right.
After reconciling with his family, Michael starts planning his final heist with Trevor, Franklin, and Lester. They raided the Union Depository's gold bullion reserve. However, Trevor discovers that Brad was not imprisoned as he was led to believe. Who's Brad?
The guy that did the heist with in the beginning. Keep up, bud.
But was killed during the Ludendorff heist and buried in the grave marked for Michael. Oh, no shit. Deducing that the heist was a setup and that he was supposed to be killed in Brad's place, Trevor feels betrayed and he leaves Michael for dead following a standoff with Chang's henchmen. Man, Trevor, you piece of shit.
Or Michael. Although Franklin rescues Michael, Trevor's anger towards the latter causes friction within the group and threatens to undermine their plans.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Steve betrays Michael and Dave, and they become caught in a Mexican standoff between the FIB, the IAA, and Merriweather.
What's worse than a Mexican standoff?
Jeez. Michael and Dave are rescued by Trevor, who decided to partake in the Union Depository heist and part ways with Michael afterwards.
You knew that was coming from. You know that was coming.
The heist is successful, but Franklin is afterwards approached by Steve and Dave, who contend that Trevor is a liability, and Devin, who seeks revenge on Michael.
Oh, I don't know about Trevor, but maybe Devin.
What? Michael's the guy. Devin wants Michael dead. Steve and Dave want Trevor dead.
Right. Yeah. I don't
Franklin.
think Trevor's a liability. Maybe Devin's a liability.
Devin's not a character that you play.
So, he's a liability. You can kill him.
Okay.
Franklin has three options. Either kill Trevor, kill Michael, or attempt to save both in his suicide mission. Should Franklin choose to kill either Michael or Trevor, he seizes contact with the man he spares and returns to his old life. Otherwise, the trio, aided by Lamar and Lester, withstands an onslaught from the FIB and Merriweather before going on to kill Chang, Stretch, Steve, and Devin. Michael and Trevor reconcile again, and the three protagonists cease working together but remain friends. Look at that.
They do. And then if you, after the main missions are over, you can call them up, go play darts,
Oh, shit.
go have some drinks.
Oh, shit.
Good stuff.
Huh.
Let's take a look at the old development of this video game. Main article, you can look up development of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
Development was conducted by a team of more than 1,000 people,
Damn.
including Rockstar North's core team and staff from parent company Rockstar Game Studios around the world. The proprietary Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, which is called Rage, was overhauled for the game to improve its draw distance rendering capabilities. The Euphoria and Bullet Software handle additional animation and rendering tasks.
Okay.
Having become familiar with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 hardware over time, Rockstar found they were able to push the console's graphical capabilities further than in previous games.
Right, yeah, they always did the best graphics.
Yeah.
Analysts' estimations placed the game's combined development and marketing budget at more than 170 million euros, which is $265 million here in the United States. Terrible. That's shitty United States money. Which would make it the most expensive game ever made at that time. The open world was modeled on Southern California and LA. Its design and in-game render constituted much of the game's early work.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Key members of the Game World production team took field research trips throughout the region and documented their research with photo and video footage. I mean, you gotta have something. Google Maps projections of LA were used by the team to help design Los Santos road networks.
Good for them. To reflect and reproduce Los Angeles demographic spread, the developers studied census data and watched documentaries about the city. The team considered creating the open world the most technically demanding aspect of the game's production. Well, yeah.
Right.
Shit, just that.
That's why it takes 7 days to download the game.
Right. A fundamental design goal from the outset was to innovate on the series' core structure by giving players control of 3 lead protagonists instead of one.
That's never happened before.
The idea was first raised during Grand Theft Auto San Andreas development, but contemporaneous hardware restrictions made it infeasible.
Right.
Having developed 2 Grand Theft Auto 4 episodic expansion packs featuring new protagonists in 2009, the team wanted to base 5 around 3 simultaneously controlled protagonists.
Fantastic.
I think there was a couple missions in 4 where you could switch. You had to switch between 2 people, but obviously you couldn't play as the other guy.
Right. The team viewed it as a spiritual successor to many of their previous games, such as Grand Theft Auto 4, Red Dead Redemption, and Max Payne 3. It designed it to improve upon their gameplay mechanics. Oh, okay, cool. They sought to improve the action gameplay by refining the shooting mechanics and cover system, and reworked the driving mechanics to correct Grand Theft Auto 4's awkward vehicle controls. Yeah, 4 and 3 were weird.
Grand Theft Auto 4 sucked at driving. Dude.
Yeah, and 3 was the worst.
4 was way worse than 3.
Man, I don't know. After an audition process, I don't like the way motorcycles were the best maneuverable in Vice City. In San Andreas, they sucked. And I don't know if I ever played 4 or 5. I might have played 4. I think I did play 4. That was 360, right? Yeah, I played 4 then.
In New York.
Yeah, I played 4. Yeah, that game did suck.
It's good.
No, but the handling and the realist of the bike in Vice City is the best out of all the games.
Well, clearly you haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5.
I haven't.
Obviously.
I haven't. You couldn't do wheelies in San Andreas like you could in Vice City.
But you could.
Nah.
Yeah, you could.
Easier in San Andreas.
Yeah, but you could.
Vice City was hard.
No, hell no. Vice City was easy as shit.
Not to keep it.
Yes.
Do 300 freaking thousand miles of wheelies.
I used to go on the middle island in that game and just ride it from end to end constantly.
Right. Isn't that fun?
Sure.
After an audition process, Ned Luke, Sean Fantano, and Stephen Ogg, they were selected to portray Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, respectively.
All right. Their performances were mostly recorded using motion capture technology, but dialogue for scenes with characters seated in vehicles was recorded in studios instead.
Obviously.
The game features an original score composed by a team of producers collaborating over several years. Okay. Licensed music provided by an in-game radio was also used.
Fantastic.
The team licensed more than 241 tracks shared between 15 radio stations, with an additional 2 stations providing talk radio.
Ain't that awesome?
Some of the tracks were written specifically for the game, such as rapper and producer Flying Lotus's original work composed for the Fly Low FM radio station he hosts.
Fantastic.
Right.
Look at that shit.
Yeah, that's the one thing that helped Grand Theft Auto Vice City, because 3 had it was like no licensed music. No,
Right.
It was just like some random shit.
garbage.
And then Vice City came out and it was like
A couple good songs.
well, they had the rock station.
Right.
What's the song? We were just listening to it last night, but every time it comes on, you think of Vice City immediately.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at this. The game was first announced by Rockstar Games on 25th of October, year 2011. They released its debut trailer 1 week later, with an official press release acknowledging its setting. Journalists noted that the announcement ignited widespread anticipation within the gaming industry, which they owed to the cultural significance of the series, obviously. The game missed its original projected Q2 2013 release. It got pushed back to 17th September to allow for further polishing. I mean, you gotta make it great. You gotta perfect that shit.
It didn't allow for further polishing. It allowed for fucking Christmas shopping.
All right. To spur pre-order game sales, Rockstar collaborated with several retail outlets to make a special edition with extra in-game features. They ran a viral marketing strategy with a website for a fictional religious cult, the Epstein program. The Epsilon program that offered users the chance to feature in the game as members of the cult. Really?
As a re-release of the game was announced for PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One at E3 2014. And it just came out in 2013. This enhanced version features an increased draw distance, finer texture details, denser traffic, upgraded weather effects, and new wildlife and vegetation.
Oh, that's nice.
It includes a new on-foot first-person view option, which required the development team to overhaul the animation system to accommodate first-person gameplay.
Right.
The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions were released November 18, 2014. The PC version, initially scheduled for simultaneous release with the console, was delayed until April 14, 2015.
Which is probably the best version of the game.
Probably what it is.
Oh, jeez. According to Rockstar, it required extra development time for polish. The PC version is capable of 60 frames per second gameplay at 4K resolution, and the Rockstar editor lets players capture and edit gameplay videos. Plans to develop single-player downloadable content were later scrapped as the team focused on resources to Grand Theft Auto Online, and then Red Dead Redemption 2.
Greatest game ever made.
A new version, commonly referred to as Expanded and Enhanced, was announced in June of 2020. It was released in May 15th. It was released on the 15th of March, year 2022 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. It features technical enhancements and performance updates.
Well, good for that. A trailer released for the new version in September 2021 was met with negativity, becoming one of the most disliked videos on PlayStation's YouTube channel.
Wow.
Journalists noted that fans were frustrated by Rockstar's continued focus on the game instead of other projects, such as Grand Theft Auto 6, as well as a lack of apparent new features demonstrated in the trailer. Yeah, all they did was madden it up.
Mm-hmm.
Better graphics, same game.
All right. Ridiculous.
This is where people get pissed.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto Online, developed in tandem with the single-player mode. The online multiplayer mode, Grand Theft Auto Online, was conceived as a separate experience to be played in a continually evolving world. There's like time never stop. Like if you quit playing and you go back, it'd be other things happened.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because you play with everybody in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Up to 30 players freely. That's it? Like, I guess you can't have 10 million people playing the game at once. Up to 30 players freely roam across the game world and enter lobbies to complete jobs. Story-driven, competitive, and cooperative modes. You can do that. Oh, they got story mode. See? I told you.
You can, and online, dude, it's fucking crazy. You can form your own gang, do heists, or you can become like a CEO of a big Fortune 500 company and make millions of dollars, and it's fucking craziness, dude.
It's crazy. The content creator toolset lets players create their own parameters for custom jobs, like racetracks and deathmatch weapon spawn points.
Yeah, players may band together and organize player teams called crews to complete jobs together. Rockstar Games Social Clubs extends crews formed in Max Payne 3's multiplayer mode to those of Grand Theft Auto Online.
Okay.
Cool. Players may create their own crews and join up to 5 total.
Really?
Crews win multiplayer matches to earn experience points and climb online leaderboards.
Uh-oh.
Grand Theft Auto Online launched October 1st, 2013, 2 weeks after the initial release.
I thought it just came out a couple years ago.
No. Many players reported connection difficulties and game freezes during load screen.
Obviously.
Rockstar released a technical patch on 5th of October in an effort to resolve the issues, but problems persisted the second week following launch as some players reported their character progress as having disappeared.
Oh,
yeah, that sucks.
That's pissing people off. How much money people spend on that shit?
Right.
Idiots. Another technical patch was released on the 10th of October, combating the issues. Rockstar offered a GTA $500,000 in-game currency stimulus to the accounts of all players connected to online since launch at... Damn, really?
Right. It's $500,000 and that game is like $10.
All right. Because of the widespread technical issues present at the launch, many reviewers bemoan their Grand Theft Auto Online experience, but generally recognize its open-ended exploration and dynamic content as strengths. They're like, it's cool and all, but man...
Could be better. Post-release content is continually added to Grand Theft Auto Online through free title updates. Some updates add new game modes and features, and others feature themed gameplay content, such as the Independence Day special update.
Really?
They added a patriotic-themed content July 4th July 1st, 2014. The widely anticipated online heist update launched on 10th of March, 2015, suffered some initial technical difficulties due to the increased user load. Shortly after the game's PC release, some players reported being banned from Grand Theft Auto Online for using field of view and cosmetic mods in single player. Yeah, they don't like when you use mods.
All right, you shouldn't be able to anyway. Rockstar stated in an official blog that nobody had been banned from online for using single player mods, but that recent updates to the version of the PC version had the unintentional effect of making such mods unplayable. Whatever. They stated that mods are unauthorized and may cause unforeseen technical problems and instability. So they lied.
Do it at your own risk, pretty much.
Right.
Let's see what the reception was on its initial release. Metacritic gave it a 97 out of 100.
Damn.
Edge magazine gave it a 10 out of 10. Eurogamer a 9 out of 10. Famitsu gave it a 40 out of 40. Why is it 40 out of 40?
Right.
Game Informer gave it a 9.75 out of 10. GameSpot 9 out of 10. Games Radar Plus 5 out of 5. IGN 10 out of 10. Joystick with the Q 4.5 out of 5. Play gave it 97 out of 100, and the Escapist gave it 3.5 out of 5. What the fuck's up your ass, Escapist?
Right.
Grand Theft Auto 5 received universal acclaim from critics according to review aggregator Metacritic, based on 50 reviews for the PlayStation 3 version and 58 for the Xbox 360. The game is Metacritic's 5th highest rated, tied with several others. Reviewers liked the multiple lead character formula, heist mission design, and presentation, but some did not agree on the quality of the story and characters. IGN's Keza McDonald called Grand Theft Auto 5 one of the very best video games ever made, and Play magazine considered it generation-defining and exceptional.
No shit. Every time I see those reviews and all that, and then I play that game, it's neither any of those things.
You've never even played it.
Huh? I'm talking about when I see reviews like that and I play a game where they have, and then you play it, you're like, you lying motherfuckers.
Well, I'm not lying about this one.
I don't care for that game, man.
Oh, man.
It's boring after 10 minutes.
It doesn't, though.
It does.
Man, because you drive around and do nothing.
Edge wrote, that is a remarkable achievement in open world design.
You think you know me?
While the Daily Telegraph's Tom Hoggins declared it as a colossal feat of technical engineering.
What?
It became the second ever Western developed game to be awarded a perfect score from the Japanese video game magazine Famitsu. CNET's Jeff Bakalar, he felt that the game encouraged players to engage with all three characters.
Well, clearly.
All right. Edge found that switching players helped avoid long travel times to mission start points. Clearly.
No, that's not true. Certain players, you can only do missions for them.
All right. Because of the switching mechanic, Game Informer's Matt Burtz noted that players are kept in the thick of the action during shootouts.
Good for them. And Eurogamer's Tom Bramwell wrote that switching added a tactical element to shootouts as characters set up in strategic outposts would cause fewer shooting gallery situations than previous installments.
Right.
IGN's McDonald felt that the switching feature gave players more choice in their approach and made missions less predictable. Giant Bombs, Jeff Gersman considered the heist missions a welcome deviation from series' typical Michigan mission structure. Eurogamer's Bramwell likened them to blockbuster set pieces, and GameSpot's Carolyn Petit cited the 1995 film Heat as a stylistic influence on their design.
Oh, shit. Joystick's Jav de Mastos, he felt creativity and methodical approaches were encouraged. Polygon's Chris Plant likened rapid character switching during heist missions to film editing, with the player serving as editor, switching rapidly to the most interesting perspective for any moment. Computer and video games, Andy Kelly felt that overall mission design was more diverse than and lacked the escort errands of its predecessors.
Reviewers praise its design and similarity to Los Angeles. The departure from Grand Theft Auto 4's Liberty City was also well received. Edge praised the game's graphical fidelity and absence of load screens. Play complimented the draw distances and weather and lighting systems. Eurogamer's Bramwell considered the lighting system to be the game's most significant advancement.
Really?
Official Xbox magazine's Michael Raparez thought the game was probably the Xbox 360's greatest technical achievement, and was surprised that the open world could render on the console.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's got to piss off the Halo guys. Reviewers lauded the open world design, some further complimenting the game for streamlining LA's geography into a well-designed city space. Game trailers Brandon Jones considered the Los Angeles emulation authentic and the open world full of voice and personality. IGN and PlayStation Official Magazine made favorable comparisons between Los Santos and Grand Theft Auto 4's Liberty City. OXM's or Reperez felt Los Santos surpassed the gray and gritty Liberty City. Reviewers praised the world's satire of contemporary American culture. OPM's Joel Gregory, he opined that the scathing social commentary is, of course, present and correct. Good for you.
All right, well, Destructoid's Jim Sterling called the sound design impeccable and praised the actors' performances, original soundtrack, and licensed music use. IGN and Giant Bomb commended the music selection and felt that the original score enhanced dramatic tension during missions. GameSpot's Pettit wrote that the score lends missions more cinematic flavor. Edge said that the licensed music enhanced the city's already remarkable sense of space, and that the original score improved the atmosphere of the gameplay.
I mean, it's nothing like having real songs.
Right. They summarized the game as a compendium of everything Rockstar has learnt about the power of game music in the past decade, right?
Fantastic. Many reviewers, they found that the land-based vehicles are more responsive and they're easier to control than previous games. Game Informer's Burt's explained that the cars have a proper sense of weight while retaining the agility necessary for navigating through traffic at high speeds. In addition to the vehicle handling, most reviewers noted that the shooting mechanics were tighter than they have ever been. But Destructoid Sterling, he felt that in spite of the improvements, auto-aim was twitchy and unreliable. And what do you want, dude? You got to do something in the game. Jeez. And cover mechanics still come off as dated and unwieldy. Some reviewers felt that the game solved a persistent problem by adding mid-mission checkpoints. Yeah, you got to have that.
Well, the story and character.
Past checkpoint. Doo-doo.
Something like that. Yeah. The story and characters, particularly Trevor, polarized reviewers. Some felt that the narrative was not as well written as previous Rockstar games.
Of course it's not.
And cited Grand Theft Auto 4 and Red Dead Redemption's plot strengths.
Right.
Others thought that the protagonists' contrasting personalities gave the narrative tighter pacing.
Uh-oh.
Games Radar's Hollander Cooper thought the game negated inconsistencies in the story of previous entries,
right,
whose single lead protagonists had muddled morality.
Ooh.
GameSpot's Pettit considered Trevor in particular a truly horrible, terrifying, psychotic human being and a terrific character.
Oh, well, Eurogamer's Bramwell, he found that Trevor was shallow and unconvincing, and he felt that his eccentricities hurt the narrative and overshadowed Michael and Franklin's character development. Oh, you pussy.
Bramwell, you're a pussy.
Joysticks de Matos, he faulted the protagonist's lack of likability for him and found the ambivalence between Michael and Trevor a tired plot device as their conflict grew into a seemingly endless cycle. What are you going to do?
Well, these guys clearly want everybody just to get along and be all friendly.
Idiots. The escapist, Greg Tito, he had difficulty connecting with the characters' emotions since they acted out of greed with no sense of morality and thus gave players little reason to support him.
That's not true. Dude clearly was going off like 2 seconds. He's like you. Read the headline. If you played the whole game, you would know that's not true at all. But anyways, for the re-release, let's take a look at some scores that some people gave. PS4, or the Metacritic gave the PS4 version a 97 out of 100, the Xbox One version a 97 out of 100, the PC version a 96 out of 100, the PS5 version an 81 out of 100. Well, why? And the Xbox
Series
X and X gave it a 79 out of 100 because they didn't do anything with it. Game Informer gave it 9.75 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. IGN a 10 out of 10. PC Gamer in the US gave it a 92%. And VideoGamer.com gave it a 10 out of 10.
Ain't that nice?
Okay, Grand Theft Auto 5's re-release similarly received critical acclaim. It is the highest rated PlayStation 4 and Xbox One game on the Metacritic alongside Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2 and the second highest rated PC game alongside several others. Game Informer's Andrew Reiner considered the addition of the first person another significant breakthrough for the series. You couldn't do first person before? In the vein of Grand Theft Auto 3's shift to third person from Grand Theft Auto's bird's eye view. Right. GameSpot's Mark Walton found that playing in first person heightened the impact of Grand Theft Auto violence, which made him reflect on morality and character motivation more than before. Why is everybody so obsessed with morality?
I've never liked first person anyway.
Why is everybody so obsessed with morality, though? It's a freaking game where you go around murdering people, dude.
Right. Yeah. For one, first person. I like to see the character and, all that. Like how people drive racing games in the car. I don't like
that at all. No. I got to see my surroundings.
Right.
It's not real.
Right. Unless I have like the whole setup. Then that's different. That'd be awesome. Videogamer.com opined that players feel like inhabitants of the wild rather than guns attached to a floating camera. IGN's Dan Stapleton, he found that the game was more immersive in first person, creating a surprisingly different experience. Like you never played a freaking game before.
Right.
Videogamer.com praised the finer details in first person animations like camera lean when players take corners or motorcycles.
On motorcycles, but yeah.
Or the navigational instruments in plane cockpits. Reviewers found playing the game more difficult in first person, but Game Informer's Rainer preferred the challenge.
Good for you. GameSpot's Walton thought the graphics improvements made the open world even more spectacular, especially because of the improved spatial anti-aliasing, whatever that is, of the first-person view. He said that at ground level, everything looks bigger and more imposing because of the improved graphics.
Well, should be.
IGN Stapleton favored the PlayStation 4 version's graphics over the Xbox One, but thought both consoles rendered the game well and maintained mostly consistent frame rates. He praised the increased frame rate and graphics options offered in the PC version, though.
Fantastic. Videogamer.com called the console version's frame rate so consistent it was scarcely believable. Although GameSpot's Walton cited occasional frame rate dips. GameSpot's Peter Brown, he opined that the PC version let players witness the full extent of Rockstar's admirable handiwork, but noted that it retains evidence of its last-gen roots with simple geometry. Videogamer.com praised the Rockstar editor's accessibility on PC, but criticized some of its limitations, such as a camera angle restrictions.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
IGN Stapleton appreciated the PC version's customizable controls, and GameSpot's Brown felt that constant switching between the mouse and the keyboard and a gamepad was necessary for the best experience.
Really?
PC Gamer's Chris Thurston called the game the most beautiful, expansive, and generous of the series. On the game's multiplayer, IGN Stapleton reported low player counts in matches, long wait times in lobbies, server disconnection, and occasional crashes.
You get it.
Because of that, he wrote, I can't strongly recommend the multiplayer experience alone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hit and miss, man, multiplayer. Videogamer.com, he found that online character progression streamlined by comparison with the original version. According to them, the grind of just doing player versus player, right?
Yeah.
Until co-jobs. The grind of just doing player versus player until co-op jobs arrive with regularity was lost, and that newcomers would likely find multiplayer enjoyable and balanced. However, they wrote off frequent server disconnection, especially during load screens. GameSpot's Walton, he thought that Grand Theft Auto Online still suffers from a lack of direction for its open-ended and frenetic gameplay, but it's still fun.
All right, great. Game Informer's Reiner reported minimal lag or issues in the expanded firefights and races. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series releases received tepid responses from critics who questioned the value proposition of a new version of the aging title, right? While the improved visual fidelity was singled out for praise, reviewers generally found the core gameplay, storytelling, and character models dated. Right, 10 years ago.
Right.
Hardcore gamers Chris Shive thought the lack of new content made the upgrade difficult to recommend to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players. Why would you?
Right.
Just for a little bit of extra graphics? Fuck that.
Stupid. Dumb. Gaming Bolt's Shubhanker Parajat was apathetic towards the visual enhancements, but praised the increased accessibility for online newcomers. ZooVideo.com's Nicholas Dixmier thought the release offered the supreme console experience and highlighted the improved graphics and load times. Yeah, because Grand Theft Auto, you can make freaking macaroni and cheese before it loads.
Well, on Xbox 360, yeah.
You've been on the one.
No, on this one, you fire it up and it's instantly loaded.
Push Square Sammy Barker faulted the antiquated humor, but thought the visual and technical enhancements gave the sunny sandbox a new lease of life.
All right. That was a lot of unnecessary reviews.
Nitpicking sons of bitches.
All right. Let's take a look at some awards that this fucking game won. It received multiple nominations and awards from gaming publications. Before release, it won Most Anticipated Game at the 2012 Spike Video Game Awards. The game was review aggregators, Metacritic, and Game Rankings highest rated for the year 2013. The game appeared on several year-end lists of 2013's best games.
I bet it did.
Receiving Game of the Year wins from independent journalist Tom Chick, CNET, Edge, the 31st Golden Joystick Awards, the 5th Annual Inside Gaming Awards, the Spike VGX 2013 Awards, Slant Magazine, and Time Magazine.
Oh.
It was named the best Xbox game by Canada.com, GameSpot, and IGN, and the best multi-platform game by Destructoid.
No.
Rockstar Games and Rockstar North won Best Studio and Best Developer from Edge, and the BAFTA Academy Fellowship Award at the 10th British Academy Video Games Awards.
Damn. It's a lot of award shows to go to if they're actually...
Oh, they go.
Various in-game elements were recognized with awards. Trevor was named Best Character for the official Xbox Magazine's Game of the Year in 2013, while Lamar Davis won the Best New Character Award from Giant Bomb. The music received awards from Spike VGX, Hardcore Gamer, and the Daily Telegraph. Grand Theft Auto Online was Best Multiplayer Game from Game Trailers and BAFTA, and the Best Xbox 360 Multiplayer from IGN. GTA Online was also nominated for the Biggest Disappointment by Game Revolution and Hardcore Gamer.
Well, it's always got to be that one.
Right.
Grand Theft Auto 5 won Best Technical Achievement in the Telegraph Video Game Awards and Best Technology at the 14th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards.
Oh, shit.
The graphical and artistic design received awards from IGN, the Daily Telegraph, and BAFTA, and a nomination at the Game Developers Choice Awards.
Fantastic.
The Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences awarded the game with outstanding achievement in gameplay engineering,
Look at that shit.
signifying the quote-unquote highest level of achievement for engineering, artificial intelligence, and related elements which contribute to a challenging game.
Oh, yeah, you need that, right? Well, the game received numerous other awards.
Others.
Right. It was awarded the title the most immersive game at the Inside Gaming Awards. The general public voted for the game to win the User Choice Award at the PlayStation Awards in 2013 and the Community Choice Awards for Destructoid. The game received the Platinum Award at the PlayStation Awards and was named the best British game from BAFTA. IGN's Best of 2013 awards that earned multiple wins, including Best Xbox 360 Graphics, Best 360 Sound, the Best Action Game on 360, and PlayStation 3, and overall.
Look at them. Well, inevitable. You know, when you got a GTA game, you got some controversies.
Waterboarding. Oh, right.
The mission, by the book, which requires players to use torture equipment in a hostage interrogation, polarized reviewers who noted its political commentary on the use of torture by the United States government, but felt that the torture sequence was in poor taste.
Aw.
GameSpot's Pettit felt that placing the torture scene in context with the monologue created a hypocrisy in the mission's function as a commentary device. Fuck off, pussies.
Idiots. Jeez, Eurogamer's Bromwell, he felt that the close-up camera and quick time events accentuated the sequence's impact beyond the violence depicted in previous Grand Theft Auto games, and considered the sequences lacking enough context to justify its violence. Piss off. Man.
Those guys are mad for people getting... This is these people. They're mad for somebody getting tortured, but then they're going to go out in the fake street in this game and pop somebody in the fucking head with a sniper rifle.
Right.
And get the fuck out of here, dude. And run fucking people over.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, come on, jeez. The mission received criticism from politicians and anti-torture charity groups.
There's anti-torture charity groups. Okay.
Wow. Independent journalist Tom Chick, he defended the torture sequence and wrote that unlike Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's No Russian mission, or the 2012 film Zero Dark 30, the underlying political commentary on torture in by the book necessitated the violent contact.
I did if you did the mission. Yeah, but that No Russian one from Modern Warfare 2. You just walk around the airport shooting civilians.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Several reviewers found the game's portrayal of women misogynistic.
Oh, get the...
VG247.
I've never played Grand Theft Auto before?
Apparently not. VG247's Dave Cook. It's like when Eminem releases new music. He's homophobic and no shit. This is Eminem.
Like, what are you guys doing?
So stupid.
I liked when he was rapping in the car thing about Trump.
Right. VG247's Dave Cook wrote the female characters were either there to be rescued, shouted at, fucked, to be seen fucking, put up with, killed, heard prattling away like dullards on their mobile phones, or shopping. Yeah. Edge noted the game treated its all-male lead characters in a similar vein through their stereotype tendencies towards violence. After GameSpot's Pettit claimed the game was misogynistic, her review was met with backlash, as users responded with 20,000 largely negative comments on the webpage and a Change.org petition for her firing.
I mean, come on, you idiots.
Which is, this is why it's rumored Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have a female.
Right. Of course they will. Many journalists defended her right to an opinion, obviously, and lamented the gaming community's defensiveness toward criticism. Australian department stores Target and Kmart pulled the game from their stores on the 14th of the year for 2014 in December after the Change.org petition against depictions of violence towards women in the game amassed over 40,000 signatures. Take-Two Interactive Chief Operating Officer Strauss Zelnick, he publicly expressed the company's disappointment that the game had been pulled from the retailers, and he affirmed that he stands behind his products, the people who create them, and the consumers who play them.
Good for you, buddy.
All right.
He's like, I stand behind this product because it just made us $2 billion in the last year. IGN's Luke Riley called the Change.org petition misinformed, stating that its complaints about incentives for committed sexual violence in the game are untrue. That's true. Sexual violence in games is forbidden by the Australian Classification Board, meaning the game would have been refused classification.
Wow.
Kotaku's Mark Searles said that the depiction of women is inherently problematic and that Target were within their rights to refuse to stock the game and were obligated to respond to the petition's wide support. They weren't. There's 40,000 people. I guess in Australia, it's a lot.
Wow. Catacoo's Pettit and scholar Ben Colliver criticized the game's depiction of transgender characters as sex workers with primarily muscular bodies, describing it as harmful transphobic stereotypes. Colliver wrote that the representation does not reflect the complex, nuanced structures that often regulate transgender people's lives. Come on. April 2022 re-release on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S removed the content from all portions of the game except director mode, meaning that their models were accessible but without dialogue options.
Some journalists recognize the removal may have been prompted by an open letter written by LGBTQ plus advocacy.
You think?
Group Out Making Games. This is the group called who requested the removal after reading Pettit's article. The group praised Rockstar's decision to remove the content. October 2013, rapper Daz Dillinger issued a cease and desist letter to Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive for allegedly using two of his songs without authorization.
Who gives a shit?
Oh, shut up.
Be happy that your music's out there.
February 2014, television personality Karen Gravano of the reality television program Mob Wives filed suit against Rockstar Games in allegation that a character in the game is based on her, and a story was depicted without her consent.
It's hard to prove that. Rockstar filed to dismiss Gravano's lawsuit in April and stated that the allegations are foreclosed by the First Amendment. In July, actress Lindsay Lohan also filed a lawsuit, claiming elements in the game, including the Lacey Jonas character, were influenced by her image, voice, and clothing line without permission.
It was.
And what are you going to do? Rockstar responded in court papers that sought a dismissal of the case, saying that the case was frivolous and filed for publicity purposes. 2016, both lawsuits were dismissed.
I just bet they were. Now let's take a look at the whopping sales this damn game got.
Whippity whop whop.
Within 24 hours, Grand Theft Auto generated more than $815 million in worldwide revenue. 24 hours, equating to approximately 11.21 million copies sold for Take-Two Interactive. The numbers nearly doubled analysts' expectations for the title. Jeez. 3 days after its release, the game had surpassed $1 billion in sales.
Oh, my.
Making it the fastest-selling entertainment product in history.
Jeez.
6 weeks after its release, Rockstar had shipped nearly 29 million copies of the games to retailers, exceeding the lifetime figures of the Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, my, dude.
Jeez,
These
dude.
guys never have to work a day in their life again. But yet they still do.
29 million copies? That's like more...
Ridiculous.
More, than the entirety of the Wii U console even sold.
Right. That is just crazy. 7th of October, 2013. The game became the best-selling digital release on PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3, breaking the previous record set by, you guessed it, The Last of Us. That did that, though numerical sales figures were not disclosed. It broke 7 Guinness World Records on the 8th of October. Best-selling video game in 24 hours, best-selling action-adventure video game in 24 hours, highest-grossing video game in 24 hours, fastest entertainment property to gross $1 billion, the fastest video game to gross US $1 billion, the highest revenue generated by an entertainment product in 24 hours, and the most viewed trailer for an action-adventure video game ever.
Good for it.
Shit.
Digital version was released October 18th for the Xbox 360, which went on to become the highest-grossing Day 1 and Week 1 release on Xbox Live. By May 2014, the game had generated nearly $1.98 billion in revenue. As of August 2014, the game has sold in over 34 million units to retailers for the PS3 and Xbox 360. By December 2014, the game had shipped 45 million copies, including 10 million copies of the re-release version.
Oh, my.
By April 2018, MarketWatch reported the game had generated about $6 billion and was the most profitable entertainment product of all time.
Oh, my.
Sky News reported that the figure had increased to $8 billion by September 2023.
That is just stupid. And that's why
That's why
they don't give a shit when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
That's why All this is from online, dude.
And when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, it's going to be $8 billion in one day.
Oh, definitely.
Jeez.
But all this is online.
Right.
Because people, they call them shark cards, which are little credit cards you can purchase for you can like a million of them, but it's like a couple $100 in real money that you got. These people are just shelling out fucking hundreds of dollars.
Stupid, dude.
Thousands of dollars.
Dumb.
Just to be your fake little CEO of a company and get the stupid little cars.
Make yourself feel better about your stupid little life. As of June 2023, the game has shipped over 185 million copies worldwide across all platforms. More copies were sold in 2020 than any other year since the game's launch in 2013. I wonder why.
Jeez.
In the United Kingdom, the game became the all-time fastest-selling game, selling more than 2.25 million copies in 5 days. This broke the record set by Call of Duty Black Ops at 2 million copies over the same period. Yeah, remember when Call of Duty used to be, everybody was getting that shit? Well, that's because
they still do, but it's definitely not as good.
At least they put out a game every couple of years. Grand Theft Auto. Geez.
Right.
It broke the one-day record by selling 1.57 million copies and generated $65 million euro pounds. In 2 weeks, the game sold more than 2.6 million copies and generated 90 million euros, pounds, 90 million pounds, which accounted for 52% of games sold in September of 2013.
Damn. After 3 weeks on sale, it beat Grand Theft Auto 4's lifetime sales in the United Kingdom. Jeez. In its 4th week, it became the fastest-selling title to break the 3 million barrier in the UK, thus overtaking Black Ops 2's lifetime sales.
Wow.
In November 2014, the game became the fastest-selling game of all time in the UK, overtaking Black Ops.
Oh, wow.
The game was similarly successful in North America. It was the best-selling game in September, representing over 50% of software sales and boosting overall software sales by 52% compared to September 2012.
Ooh,
Dude,
dude, everybody's making money off this shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's take a look at the legacy of GTA 5. Looks like a pretty good one. Critics agreed that Grand Theft Auto 5 was among the 7th generation console gaming's best and a great closing title before the 8th generation's emergence. Yeah, I guess so, right? Polygon's Plant, he observed that the game would bridge between games, present and the future, and declared it the closure of this generation and the benchmark for the next.
That's true, because take a look at all these games that have come out since 2013.
Dude,
they're
crazy.
all based on the open world GTA type setting, like all these games, dude.
Right. That's why you play one, you played them all.
That's not true.
VideoGamers.com Simon Miller, he considered it the ultimate swan song for the console cycle that would cast a long shadow over the next. 3 days after its release, the game ranked second on IGN's top 25 Xbox games list. What was first?
Right. They're nerds,
Call
probably
of
like
Duty.
Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy or some
Dungeons
shit.
and Dragons remastered or some shit. Editor Ryan McCaffrey considered that the open world scale and detail succeeded the majority of the Xbox 360 games. That's true.
He called the game a triumph both for gamers and the medium itself and deserves its runaway success.
That's right.
Runaway success. November 2013, Hardcore Gamer placed the game third on their top 100 games of the generation list.
Oh, wow.
They cited its improved shooting and driving mechanics over its predecessors and considered the multiple protagonist design a welcome change of pace that could become an 8th generation gaming benchmark.
What's better, the 360 game or the Xbox One game?
I don't know. I own them both and they're both the same to me.
The graphics, obviously.
Graphics, but I mean, who cares? Same story and same everything else.
Right.
December, the Daily Telegraph listed the game among their 50 best games of the console generation. They called it a cultural behemoth that will be Rockstar's lasting legacy.
Oh, shit. Until Red Dead 2 came out. Well, Red Dead 2 was pretty good, too.
Still not as popular as GTA, clearly.
Of course not, because nobody wants to ride around on a horse.
Everybody does.
For a minute.
That's great.
2014, Computer and Video Games ranked the game 4th on their list of games for the generation. Editor Rob Crossley said that the first time Rockstar created an utterly beautiful open-world game.
For the first time? Come on, guy.
He found that the game did away with the Grand Theft Auto 4's repetitive mission design and focused instead on fun gameplay. In May, IGN ranked it 8th on their list of top 100 games of the generation. It called it a huge, raucous, and wildly ambitious bridge towards the 8th generation of console gaming. We keep on hearing about that. 8th generation of console gaming.
The next month, it placed third on IGN's Games of a Generation, your top 100 list, as voted by the site's readers. In August, Game Informer ranked it third on their top 10 action games of the generation. Okay, guys.
All right, come on.
They compared the game's quality to that of its predecessor, but thought that its ensemble character setup, varied missions, and multiplayer superseded Grand Theft Auto 4's placement on the list.
Okay.
The wrote of the story's absurd drama and the open world's vastness and did not regret a single second spent playing the game.
Oh, look at you.
In November, Edge named it the fifth best game of its generation and commented that no other game studio is even daring to attempt an open world game in its tradition because there is simply no possibility of measuring up to Grand Theft Auto 5 standards.
I mean, what can you do, right? 2015 publication rated it the second greatest video game of all time. The game ranked high on several best game lists determined by the public. It featured 8th on Empire's 100 greatest video games of all time. And 5th on Good Games' top 100 games.
Of all time.
As voted by a magazine and program's respective audiences. It was the most tweeted game of 2015, despite being released over a year earlier. Development of the as-yet untitled next main entry in the series was confined by Rockstar in February 2022.
And apparently this game has been used in research. 2022, researchers at Brigham Young University and UBC Sauder School of Business conducted a decision-making study in partnership with the developers of LSPDFR, a modification for the game which allows players to take on the role of police officer. Yeah, that's, with the goal of studying how players behave in law enforcement situations.
Well, why don't they ever make a Grand Theft Auto where you could be a cop and try to stop these sons of bitches, or you can be a dirty cop?
They do.
Where?
It's called LSPDFR.
What's
a mod.
That? Huh? It's a mod?
Yeah.
They do it? Grand Theft Auto made it?
No. What? It's a mod.
Well,
these guys are all over YouTube. They
do
literally
it.
are in the fucking cop cars. Like, we got a cold fight, and the dispatchers respond. Can I get a code? Blah 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 blah. And then like an ambulance will come or something. And
like,
fucking,
what's your mercy? We got some asshole standing in the middle of the street. Car doors open. On his phone.
It's actually pretty fun, but the study included a survey with optional data collection of players while using the modification. The study has since closed and results are being analyzed.
No.
The game was also used in a study by the Intel Labs, where they presented an approach for enhancing the game's graphics using neural networks. There you go. That was everything you needed to know and probably don't care about Grand Theft Auto 5, according to Wikipedia.
Hey man, we don't pick the topics, guys, so.
Speaking of topics, what's our next topic?
Hey! It's going to be something I can't pronounce.
Let's go take a little spin
You guys are
around.
missing out, too, because that American Revolution was fantastic.
Yeah, maybe down the line someday.
Fantastic. Not the top one, though. It's going to be something stupid.
Why couldn't it be singers? Well, it fell on top 100 searched Wikipedia articles, so we'll see what's in here.
No.
Well, folks, next week, well, for the next 3 weeks, we'll be reading about Japan.
Next 3 months.
Oh, no.
Holy shit.
That's not that bad. It's actually not that bad.
Oh,
Wow.
long enough still.
Okay, it's not that bad.
Maybe
But
like
yeah.
2 hours still.
No.
Yep.
But this is about how long GTA's article was. Yeah, I guess next week we're reading about Japan, guys. So, cool. Awesome. Maybe there's stuff in here we don't know about.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about.
Right. Well, right. All we know is 2 cities that got the bomb dropped on them. Right.
Idiots.
Why are they idiots?
Because they kamikazes. They kamikazed our planes. I mean, our ships.
It's not all they did, but yeah, we'll be learning about Japan next week on According to Wikipedia. Make sure you guys go and check it out our YouTube at Bang Dang Network. You get this show in full, plus Outlaws and Gunslingers, Battles of the American Civil War, League and Corey on the Case are exclusive to YouTube Dart League. Plus, you never know when other stuff is going to show up there at Bang Dang Network once again. And if you're listening on the podcast, Spotify, Apple, or whatever else, I think those are the only 2 that you can leave reviews on for some reason. But leave a review for According to Wikipedia. This was GTA 5. We'll be back next week for Japan. We are the Months of Michiganders with
Bang Dang.